Courtside on the Domino's postgame report. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, it took 19 days, but you finally prevail over Mars Hill, 85-73, with a final score with no different margin from where this game was suspended with 13:04 to play in the second half. How is the preparation and coaching in this weirdness?
Is it fair to say it's the longest game in the history of the game?
I mean, 8,287 hours.
Okay, so yeah, it's the longest from start to finish, longest game ever. You and I can say we were a part of it.
Treasure it forever.
I mean, it was a very unusual sort of process because any momentum that either team had from the first game was completely gone. On some level, the recollection of the game was to some degree gone because both teams have played multiple games since that. And I thought both teams actually started off tight and just sort of uncertain because there's not a jump, there's not a halftime to sort of decompress. You're supposed to pick up right where you left off with the same intensity and same sort of momentum and juice that you had, and that was tough for both teams. But hopefully or thankfully, we were able to sort of hang on and finish it, especially that last 2 minutes when when we could sort of establish the win. We took care of it.
A Mars Hill team that made some inroads into it. 10-0 run, Lions hit 7 straight shots, but then you switch to the zone, and Mars Hill didn't make a shot the rest of the way. Got to the free throw line a little to score some points. What was it about that key defensively that resulted in such a dominant finish? The Lions 0 for 8 down the stretch.
Well, we knew that with the situation as it was, we didn't want to come out here and give them a lot of second shot opportunities. So our scheme was impacted by that, and then we didn't want to give them a lot of clean looks from the three, and our scheme was impacted by that. But they sort of got into a rhythm there a little bit, and so we had to completely use another one of our defensive strategies, the zone, and it sort of disrupted their flow and momentum a little bit, and gave us that little bit of a window to sort of surge.
For all intents and purposes, this is the final game in Holt Fieldhouse this year. What's it mean to close it out with all 4 of your seniors in double figures?
Well, yeah, I mean, I like that, and again, this is the last game, and typically on that last game, there's some just sort of energy in the gym, and it was hard to muster. Like you and I are sitting here, and it is literally there's literally nobody here, right? Except just our player, a couple players, and my 2 Wildcat kids. So, it is what it is. But that doesn't take anything away from the fact that we were able to get a conference win and probably, it seems, establish a position in the postseason tournament, which is a goal we have this year, and to put ourselves in a position to continue to evolve and grow. And I thought this experience itself will inevitably help our staff and our players.
Parker Olay, 20 points, 10 rebounds, his second career double-double. What made him tick at a high level today?
Well, all 4 of our seniors were critical today. We played a very, very small rotation, 6 players all that played. We sort of rotated Reese Anderson and Nick Rogers, offense, defense there a little bit late. But the 4 seniors were critical in their shot making and their rebounding. And of course, thankfully today, Parker had arguably his best production performance with 20 and 10, and so for that we're thankful.
11 of those points and 4 of those rebounds come down the stretch run too. What's that say too about his capability to pick up where things left off?
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought that was a very tough situation for all of our guys, but Parker did his part and of course made free throws. What was he?
4 for 5.
4 for 5 in that stretch, and that was much needed. In fact, we shot the ball really well. It seemed like 75% from the line in that last little segment. So I thought all these guys, Parker in particular, really, really helped us capitalize and get the win.
Okay. Weird situation. Again, 5 days off. You play Dave Davis and the Newberry Wolves on Saturday. You always know what you're going to get out of the Wolves and the frenetic pace, but. This was supposed to be a bye week. It's not quite anymore because you played this. Yeah. How do you treat it down the stretch run, having clinched a spot in the league tournament?
Right. Well, we're going to take a little time to get some rest and get healthy. we were unhealthy going into the Queens game, and we were able to steal some minutes for some guys. But we'll use the next couple of days to get healthy, spend time with Brian in the training room, and then we'll really lock in on our preparation Thursday, Friday. But the truth of the matter is, this isn't really a game that requires a whole lot of preparation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really unique scheme and style, and our guys really, I think, know how to play within that approach, and it'll be a really exciting final day. I mean, I guess it's fair to say that Newberry really, other than it being their last game of the season, and it'll be their last game for their seniors, it's not like they have a tournament to look forward to. So I'm sure they'll be really excited to really capitalize on their last chance to play this 18-19 season. But our guys are excited too, and for what this game can do for us to build momentum going into the tournament. So they were, when I mentioned to them down there after this game, like, hey man, congrats, we've earned a spot, and it was a round of applause for themselves, because that's something we wanted to accomplish. We were able to accomplish that.
Chuck, pleasure as always. We'll talk to you Saturday.
Thanks, Kev.
That's Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson.